I want to take you now to a House hearing where Marjorie Taylor Greene was leading it. And the Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett had some things to say. And Marjorie, I'll leave that for my thoughts. Here is Jasmine Crockett saying what many of us are wondering. Trump promised us, Marjorie promised us that we would be tired of winning. But if this is winning, what Trump's doing to the country, then I don't want it. I don't want any part of it.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Are we tired of winning yet? We are hugely winning. We have the best of the best, right? Wrong. That was sarcasm if you didn't catch it.
You got to clarify for Margie. You got to make sure to be specific. She'll be like, oh, yeah, wait. No, Jasmine, you agree. We are winning, are we? No, that's sarcasm. My turn. Trump is doing a great job on the economy. That was sarcasm. Sorry. Okay. And then more from this.
The good news, ladies and gentlemen, the American people are not going to die under President Trump and his great administration because the goal is to make America great again.
Well, good then, Marge. That's a bar, right? That's a standard. Listen, are you not grateful? Trump's not going to make you die. Unless, and now this is getting grim, this is even silly, you're one of the people who literally are going to die because of crucial food assistance, for example, that's been cut off. USAID, for example. But she says we're not going to die. So that's a good reassurance to us all. Then she spreads more vaccine skepticism.
There was a study that just came out of 12 million children ages 5 to 8. And it has been released by the Children's Health Defense that the autism rate is now 1 in 33. I mean, we're talking about something that cannot be ignored anymore. This is a crisis, and people are losing their children. They're watching their children go from being happy, active, babbling, growing, reaching milestones to completely disappearing. And parents over and over and over again point to vaccines. And they are called conspiracy theorists, they're dismissed, and they are completely ignored. And this cannot be ignored anymore. This is a crisis, and we are losing our children. And this cannot be allowed.
All right. So, as it comes, well, first of all, you're not losing your child. Tons of people with autism go on to live happy, healthy lives. But as it pertains to autism, number one, we've expanded the definition a lot, which contributes to those numbers changing. And there are other factors. And she could go learn about those other factors. And there's some still to be learned about. There is unknown. Interestingly, there really is unknown about the rising autism rates. But do you know what is one thing we have looked into a lot? Like a lot. Vaccines. And if we can say one thing is not causing it, based on how much research has been dedicated to that, it's vaccines. And sorry, I had to throw a tissue on my desk. I just realized I had a tissue there. It is so immature and dangerous that people like her do that. Why is it that they won't let us ask questions about vaccines? Why is it that they won't let us even investigate if vaccines are causing autism? Why is it that the deep state doesn't want? If it were the case that some dark group of people, shadowy group of people didn't want you to investigate that, why don't you keep investigating it? Because we keep looking into it and we keep learning the same thing. It's not vaccines. So stop this necessity, and there is more clash to be seen. Sorry, I know we're taking a while to get to that, but You don't have to be the victim in your story. No one's keeping you from asking questions. We've asked them. And do you know what's so great about scientific research? Marjorie, if you have a question, you can go learn. Like this crazy thing. You could go read and learn about what has been researched because the question has been asked and answered like a bunch of times. Marjorie, the confrontations we're about to get to, they're not as good as this.
Ms. Green, for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling, if someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that.
Oh my gosh, better times. Better times. But then they get into a little bit of a clash here. I think Robert Garcia is a part of that. You're still reeling from that one, Jaden?
I just love Raskin's face. He's like,
Yeah.
what was
Wait,
that?
yeah, he kind of like, what just came out of her mouth? Here is back going to the hearing that just happened. Marjorie very upset about this.
That conspiracy theories are in the eyes of the beholder.
Sir, do you think that children should be getting the measles vaccine?
That children
Should be receiving the measles vaccine?
all my children are vaccinated.
And do you think that we should be getting vaccinated for COVID?
Well, I think there's a lot of questions about COVID that we need answered. But measles, yes.
And
I recognize this.
And again, our current HHS secretary is a anti-vax conspiracy theorist, and that is a fact. He caused a measles outbreak in another country that caused the death. Absolutely, that caused.
No, he did not.
He absolutely did.
That's a lie.
That is a proven
RFK did not cause a measles outbreak.
Miss Green,
You sound
Miss
ignorant.
A measles outbreak. There was one measles, according to Marjorie.
He absolutely did.
That's a lie.
Proven.
RFK did not cause a measles outbreak.
Miss Green,
you sound
Miss Green,
ignorant.
you are an
That's
anti-vax.
ignorant,
You are
and that's
an
a lie.
anti-vax conspiracy
no, I'm
theorist
for
yourself.
choice. I'm
You're
for
the
parents
number one
and people
anti-vax
choosing.
conspiracy theorist.
That was my fault.
Vaccines
Mr. Chairman, am I
kill people.
recognized? Am I recognized?
Our witnesses were snoozing, so I had to spice it up a little bit.
Wake up.
All right. Okay. But, yeah, I mean, you could play semantic games, but what was being brought up there by Robert F. Kennedy Jr., what the heck, about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., by Robert Garcia was, in Samoa, the contribution from RFK Jr. to the anti-vax sentiment and the supporting of anti-vax voices there, that then anti-vaccine sentiment led to death, preventable death from measles in Samoa, I think is a real stain on his legacy. And when asked about it, he said, that couldn't have been me. I was there, what was it? I was there in June and the outbreak didn't happen till August. What? Exactly, that's our point. So Marjorie's going to get that. No, hey, you sound ignorant. But it's a very reasonable thing to bring up. And then also on measles, you have this.
But unfortunately, in today's times, Democrats believe in scientists and experts and data, and Republicans instead believe in conspiracy theorists. And right now, that is who we have leading one of the most important agencies in this country. Is a conspiracy theorist, not someone who has an actual resume to get the job done. So why would anyone trust the Republicans on anything, let alone matters of public health and safety? It has taken Texas' largest measles outbreak in 30 years with more than 500 confirmed cases and the death of 2 children for the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services to say what we already knew. The most effective way to prevent the spread of measles is the MMR vaccine. This is the same guy who chaired the anti-vax nonprofit Children's Health Defense. Just last month, during an interview with Fox News, he suggested that somehow being infected with measles could provide protection against cancer and heart disease. The Republicans are implementing the most dangerous public health agenda in modern American history, and people are literally dying as a result.
Absolutely. Despite Marjorie saying no one's gonna die because Trump wants to make America great again. But I do want to show you, I'm thinking of this just now, talking about the gutting of Health and Human Services, of the agencies under the HHS. RFK Jr., we talked about this on the bonus show. Do get the bonus show by clicking the join button below. But you're talking about this clip where he gets asked about this and he goes, I didn't know about that.
Kennedy has facilitated sweeping cuts for programs and staffers alike. You proposed more than $11 billion in cuts to local and state programs addressing things like infectious disease, mental health, addiction, and childhood vaccination. Did you personally approve those cuts?
I'm not familiar with those cuts. We'd have to go.
There's like more than 50 pages of cuts that I actually went through.
The cuts were mainly DEI cuts, which the president.
There were a lot, but I'll give you, for example, about $750,000 of a University of Michigan grant into adolescent diabetes was cut. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, and that's.
Oh, well, if he didn't know it, I mean, he didn't know. He didn't know it. He's the leader of the thing, but he didn't know. Who cares? What? You didn't know? Oh my gosh. We talked about this yesterday, but it's mind-boggling. It's DEI. No, I mean, wait, how do you classify DEI? Diabetes research? Really? And this is what it is. They'll tell fairy tales about Miss Mouse becoming Mr. Mouse in some research that's not real, and they won't focus on what really is happening. And then it seems Doge will go in under the nose of these leaders, or RFK Jr.'s lying, but either way, and do stuff that they don't even know about. Trump doesn't, you can know for sure he's more clueless than RFK even about these different things. He doesn't know, and things are being cut, and 20-year-olds are in there taking all of these actions. But Marjorie says everything's going to be fine. So we should relax. None of us are going to die except for the ones of us that will. Share your thoughts in the comments. Support the show. Get the members only bonus show that I referenced by clicking the join button below.